Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Daily Astro Show here on the Meg Moonbeam and Beyond Mystic YouTube, Rumble, and X channels. My name is Meg Moonbeam, and you guys, I am very jet lagged, so please bear with me. I have literally just landed in Belgium just a few hours ago. I had a little bit of a nap. If I look a little weird or disheveled, I'm 6 hours jet lagged at the moment. So, very happy to be here with you all today to talk about our astrology during this very, very intense week. I am definitely feeling it. Let me know if y'all are feeling it as well. We're going to break down our Western astrological horoscope for today, Wednesday, April 23rd, going into Thursday, April 24th. And if you guys could please give me a 5 by 5. Okay, just one second. The background. Sorry, you guys. One moment. There's some kind of technical weirdness going on here. Okay, sorry. Something just weird happened on the back end. You guys can hear me and see me okay? Okay, I'm getting 5 by 5 by 5 by 5. Okay, perfect. Thank you so much for letting me know. So, yeah, before we get into the astrology, as always, please remember to like, share, and subscribe to the Meg Moonbeam and Beyond Mystic YouTube, Rumble, and X channels. We so appreciate all of your support, liking our content, staying subscribed to stay up to date with all our magical content, and also sharing if you feel like sharing helps to get the word out of all our woo-woo info and intel we got going on. And okay, I got Yenzi on the background. Thank you, Yenzi, for helping me. He says everything's all good, the audio and the visuals. Okay, perfect. And also, you guys, if you'd like to have a personal astrology reading with me, you can go check that out at consultations.beyondmystic.net. And I'm almost fully booked now going until September 2025. So soon it'll be opening starting in October. So if you'd like to have a reading with me, you can go over to consultations.beyondmystic.net. And also, Jens has his morning meditation this week at a 50% off sale. Really amazing value. It's usually at 1111 USD and is at 555 right now. And if you guys haven't checked out, and this is over at the Beyond Mystic Academy, by the way, link is in the description below. If you guys have never checked out one of Jens's guided meditations, they are absolutely amazing. I always like to say Jens is the kind of person that really walks his talk. He's been meditating and facilitating meditations for years and years and years, and so relaxing. We're very lucky to have Yenzi in our life. So you can go check that out over at the Beyond Mystic Academy, a morning of meditation for energy work, alignment for your day, and spiritual growth. So, how is everybody doing out there? MJ says, I'm doing some personal healing this week. I feel very much the observer. Yes, I am definitely feeling the same thing as you, MJ. Trying to be in the observer mode and not the absorber mode as we're in this week with some of the most intense possible aspects that you can have in astrology. So, just to recap, we started off the week on Sunday with an exact Sun square Mars. Then on Monday, we had exact Saturn in conjunction to the North Node. And today, Wednesday, April 23rd, we have Sun in square to Pluto exact. And not to mention on the 26th, exact Mars in opposition to Pluto. And on Sunday, exact new moon in Taurus. So it's interesting because we're starting to come into the portal of this new moon in Taurus that's going to be exact on Sunday. And you know, the moon is exalted in Taurus. She loves to be in the sign of Taurus. Usually that's a place that feels really good, can be very comforting, sensual, pleasurable. But we've got these really intense aspects this week. And actually, one of the most intense ones today with the sun at in Taurus, going to be in square exactly to Pluto and Aquarius. And they're both at 3 degrees. Okay. And that Pluto, you know, Pluto is still right at the start of his transit in the sign of Aquarius and is cleansing out what no longer serves us as a collective of humanity as we usher in and step into this age of Aquarius. And I'm sure many of you guys have been noticing there's a lot of secrets, dark side information that's been getting revealed for many of the past years. But in particular, ever since Pluto went into Aquarius, it's just been bam, 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 secrets, information being revealed, the dark side of life and dark arts people, as I like to call them, being exposed. That darkness can no longer hide. And so all these conspiracies are being revealed. And this is something that can be very, very intense today, actually. And many different things we've got coming up. I talked about this in Monday's Daily Astro Show. We, of course, had the Pope supposedly die, supposedly die on Monday. Also, Klaus Schwab stepping down on the same day. We have all these different power struggle issues going on in the global landscape, and the tariffs really showing where everybody is at as a collective in terms of leadership. And we've also got very interesting with that, not just the sun in square to Pluto and Aquarius, but also Granddaddy Saturn in Pisces conjunct the North Node and conjunct Venus, which tomorrow is actually going to be a stellium of planets conjunct in Pisces, the moon, North Node, Saturn, and Venus, all within, at one point, going to be a tight 2-degree orb in the sign of Pisces, which is the medical system, vaccines, shots, injectables. Pluto in Aquarius is the revealing of experiments done to humanity. So I know I'm talking in a bunch of different directions here, but so interesting that almost every single day, if you've been paying attention, if you happen to be paying attention, almost every single day, RFK Jr. is coming out and he's revealing some crazy new information, intel, which many of us in the conscious, like-minded community, we've already known a lot of this stuff already. But day after day, secret being revealed after secret being revealed. And let's take a little listen of, this is a clip from RFK. What day was this? Yesterday, talking about how the COVID vaccine will no longer be mandatory for children. So really big deal. Let's take a little listen to this. Oh, shoot. Sorry, you guys. I thought you could hear the audio. Okay, let me fix that. Sorry, I've got jet lag brain at the moment. Okay, fixing it and take a listen.
Well, in terms of President Trump doesn't believe that anybody should get mandatory vaccines. There's a medical intervention. It has risks. People should make that choice for themselves. A COVID vaccine, the recommendation for children was always dubious. And it was dubious because kids had almost no risk for COVID-19. Some certain kids that had very profound morbidities may have a slight risk. Most kids don't. So why are we giving this to tens of millions of kids when the vaccine itself does have profound risk? We've seen huge associations with myocarditis and pericarditis, with strokes, with other injuries, with neurological injuries. And this was clear even in the clinical data that came out of Pfizer. There were actually more deaths. There were about 23% more deaths in the vaccine group than the placebo group. So, we need to ask questions and we need to consult with parents. We need to give people informed consent, and we shouldn't be making recommendations that are not good for the population.
So absolutely fascinating. And, a lot of us already knew that those vaccines got to be careful here on YouTube, but, we're questionable and definitely experimental as well. And it's so nice to see a USA health secretary that's outing all of these things. Also, yesterday, RFK Jr. did a press conference talking about many different food dyes that are going to start to get banned from all US foods. So, the Make America Healthy Again movement is doing a lot of really great things right off the bat, which is very exciting. And for those of you who are maybe like, Meg, you're an astrologer. Why are you keeping up with Make America Healthy Again? Why does that matter to you? Well, it has to do with our astrology. Okay. We've got that North Node and South Node, our nodal axis at the moment in the health axis. We've got Saturn in Pisces, which is the restructuring of the medical system. We're going to be having, and I know if you watch me on a regular basis, many of you have already heard me say this. I predicted for the whole past year before RFK Jr. said it a week ago in the cabinet meeting with President Trump that August and September 2025 would be huge medical advancements and miraculous innovative cures coming out to humanity. So this is a huge part of the astrology right now. And unless you have positive health, unless you are in good health, you can't enjoy your life, right? You can't be spiritually developing and opening up your third eye and having the career that you want and manifesting your soulmate. Unless we are healthy, unless we make ourselves healthy again, none of that is what matters. When you are sick, which most of us, I'm not calling for us to be sick, but just saying we have been getting poisoned in every single direction almost all of our lives. Most of us have one or two issues going on that we're dealing with. And it's amazing to see all these ways that have been poisoning us getting outed. And this is a really big week for that with the sun in square to Pluto. Um, Also with Granddaddy Saturn in conjunction to the North Node in Pisces, which does have to do with our medical system. So I think today, also going into tomorrow, there can be more announcements, more news having to do with health, having to do with, Sun in square to Pluto. Pluto has to do with poison and toxicity. And interesting, Spirit wants me to say radiation, right? Aquarius is technology and magnetic waves and fields. So that could be coming out as a theme the next couple days. Jenny says, health is wealth. Yes, totally. Our health is wealth. Definitely. So the positive of Sun square Pluto, and there's always a positive to everything, is it's outing the darkness, it's outing the funny business. There's major shadows being revealed. The challenge of this Sun square Pluto exact today, we're also going to feel it very strong tomorrow, is we can be, because Pluto does rule the shadow side, the hidden side of life, we can be more tempted. Pluto is temptation, tempted to do things that are coming from our shadow side and that don't actually serve us for our highest good. And Pluto, the ruling planet of Scorpio, Pluto and Scorpio both deal with self-sabotage in astrology. And, obsession, and sometimes Scorpios, and I am a Scorpio, so I know this very well. Sometimes we do things over and over again, even though we know it's not good. We can just be prone to self-sabotage. So this is the next day or two where we really want to check ourselves before we wreck ourselves. That's been my theme sentence for the week. I've been saying since the beginning of the week. Check yourself before you wreck yourself today going into tomorrow, because with the astrology, we can just be a little bit more prone into self-sabotage, toxicity, noticing that within ourselves, noticing that within others. So giving people around you grace as well, because this is very, very challenging energies this week. All the malefic planets, other than Neptune, Mars, Pluto, and Saturn, in top aspects, and a few of them adverse. Sun square Mars, Sun square Pluto, Mars opposite Pluto. So this is not a normal astrological week. This is very intense astrological week. I've been shouting that at the roof, off the rooftops since the beginning of the week. Yeah, also with that Sun square Pluto, there's so much I can say with this. I want to just say the key points. Also with the Sun square Pluto, Pluto deals with people in powerful positions and power. And we can also see as a theme today going into tomorrow and the whole rest of the week, the dark side of power, or where people are really at, or possibly, I don't know why I'm feeling this intuitively. Well, we do have the P. Diddy trial coming up. That's a whole other thing I'm going to be paying attention to. That's a whole other rabbit hole. But it feels like, yeah, MJ feels like a kaboom week. Today, going into tomorrow, the rest of the week, there can be some shocking Pluto and Aquarius. Aquarius is shocking news regarding powerful people, politicians that may trip people out that haven't been paying attention to the alternative and what the heck has really been going on over here. Tomorrow on Thursday, April 24th, we're going to have exact Venus conjunct Saturn and Venus conjunct the North Node, which, look at this, you guys, the moon is in Pisces. The moon just ingressed into Pisces today as I'm filming today's Daily Astro on Wednesday. And Thursday will also have the moon in Pisces. Later on in the day, Eastern time, moon will ingress into Aries, but for most of the day, moon in Pisces, Eastern time. And we've got, as I said earlier, the moon, the North Node, Saturn, and Venus all within a conjunction. And around 8 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Eastern, they'll be within a 2-degree orb. So the Pisces energy is very, very strong. Sensitivity, victimhood. Where have we given our power away? We can be feeling highly, highly sensitive to the toxicity being cleansed from our personal lives, in the collective. I know I always say this, but I'll just repeat it again. Self-care, very, very important. This is, I think, the most sensitive point of this week is actually going to be Thursday, even though exact Mars opposite Pluto, which is one of the most freaking intense astrological aspects, is on Saturday. All this Pisces on Thursday can, for some of us, be making us feel like a little bit of a breakdown moment before having a breakthrough or feeling that really high sensitivity. Thursday will be a really good day for meditation, prayer, visualization, spiritual practices to help us go through the sensitivity and intensity of that. And as I said earlier as well, Pisces is the medical system. We've got Venus, the lesser benefic, in the mix, conjunct Saturn, the North Node, and the moon. So there could be positive news regarding the health system coming through as well, medical advancements. Hammy Girl says, this is an unusually intense week for me. Yes, it's definitely unusually intense for all of us for sure. And Venus conjunct Saturn, exact on Thursday, can be reality checks around our commitments, our committed relationships, our love life, our work. Also, Venus conjunct the North Node can be showing us very clearly, if we stay grounded and pay attention to what's going on from common sense, what is in alignment in terms of relationships and commitments in our lives. So big week, you guys. Let me know how you're feeling in the live chat or the comments below. I'm not feeling too intense at the moment, I think, because I'm just like jet lagged. But the whole rest of the week before today, I was definitely feeling that intensity of these adverse aspects with the malefics, and almost feeling an anxiety the past few days of just everything that's all happening at once and what's going to happen next, and trying to keep up with all the stories going on. So taking social media breaks, taking deep breaths, I think, is very important at this time as well. So before we get into some tarot cards, I want to share with you guys that Janine and I are going to be hosting this Opening the Psychic Senses workshop on Sunday, May 4th at 1 p.m. Eastern live. You can come join us live or catch the replay if you can't join in live. And this is level 2 of our workshop series, where we're going to teach you guys, professional witches, to you guys, how to unlock the secrets of your natural psychic abilities. So that's going to be so much fun with Janine and I. You can go sign up for that at the Beyond Mystic Academy. And we've currently got 10% off code OPEN10, all in one word, that you can check that out. And very in alignment right now with us going through that North Node in Pisces transit, to be opening up our psychic senses and doing spiritual development. So I'm going to ask the universe, what is our divine guidance Wednesday going into Thursday? I feel like spirit laughing right now, like, oh, that's interesting. I feel like spirit saying, you guys haven't seen anything yet. Something really crazy is about to happen. It feels like within the next couple days or definitely within this week. And I'm not saying that in a fear-mongering way, but just as I'm shuffling the cards, I'm feeling spirit like laughing on the other side, like, buckle up. There's something really big coming, which is kind of freaky, but there's also something positive about it at the same time, which sounds weird. It's something's going to come up that's going to freak a lot of people out, but I feel like for our community, it might actually be a signal of something positive to come. So that's interesting. Okay. What's our divine guidance for this next couple days with the current astrological transits? Oh my gosh, yeah, a lot of shadow work coming to the surface. We've got, can you guys see this if I put this up to the, no, I gotta, oh, you can't. Okay, I figured it out. We've got the four, sorry, you guys. I'm back in Belgium with our professional video equipment and I'm getting used to it. We've got the Four of Pentacles reversed. We've got the Nine of Pentacles reversed as well, and the Knight of Swords upright. So this is interesting. The whole past week, I've been getting a lot of reversed cards, which is making me feel like almost like a retrograde energy of there's something that we need to be paying attention to. There's actually other things that are more important to be paying attention to than what our ego thinks is the important thing. That Four of Pentacles reversed has to do with greed and materialism and, the excess of the earthly element, right? It says lack of integrity on their possessiveness, obstacles. So if you're really, really attached to, interesting, the material world and how that's been and the systems and structures of how that's been up until this point, this could be a challenging next couple days. We've also got that Nine of Wands reverse, which can be about frustration, feeling anxious, delays as well. So I'm just hearing spirit say, go with the flow. There's going to be uncomfort. And I've been getting this the whole past week with the cards. We have, I don't know if you guys ever have, when you pull cards, you're like, oh, I hope this time we get a really positive pull. I hope this time we get the really positive cards. Sometimes you just get cards where it's not necessarily what you want, but it is what you need to hear. And this Four of Pentacle reverse, Nine of Wands reverse, all these reverse cards we've been getting the past week is really just surrender to what is and don't force anything in the material realm at the moment, because all the systems and structures of life in the world as we know it, they are all changing. MJ says spiritual taking over the material eventually. Yeah. With that North Node in Pisces, this is about not that we need to be ungrounded and airy fairy. It's not about not taking care of the material, but not making the material and how you identify with it the most important thing. Spiritual practices are really important this week. I feel spirit saying, things like drinking a lot or eating really heavy foods or doing things really heavy in the material realm will actually make this week and this next 2 days of Wednesday, Thursday even more challenging. We want to be as light as possible going through the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords is like full steam ahead, going through fearlessly. Is that a word? Full steam ahead. And I'm almost feeling like make yourself as light as a feather right now. Raise your vibration right now to get through the transits of this week, to get through the next couple days. You may even want to be doing some literal like physical detoxing as an astrological remedy. So there's that Knight of Swords. We've got upright. You are strong, energetic, and ready to take on the world. Fearless, ambitious, logical, competitive, skillful, brave, clever. So we need to be like that Knight of Swords right now, but grounded at the same time, moving into the future fearlessly, fearless. I can't even talk right now. Sorry, you guys. My jet lag brain is like la 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 la. Yeah, be the Knight of Swords and let go of the over identification with the material realm and how things have been. And we don't have all the answers yet. Okay. We do have Neptune and Aries. We're starting to get clarity. We're starting to get all the answers, but we won't have the full clarity of what the heck has been going on actually until, sorry, there's like something in my hair that's bothering me. Get out, get out. Sorry, you guys. We won't have the full clarity of what the heck has been going on until 2026 when Neptune fully leaves Pisces and goes into Aries. Remember, we're going to have that retrograde one last time. Fire within, go with the flow. Gotcha. Stay in the now. That helps. Definitely staying in the present moment. I'm going to pull a bonus card for us as well for getting through the next couple days. I'm hearing the circus music. Something crazy is about to happen. Oh my God, you guys. The Devil reversed. Our bonus card is the Devil reversed. You cannot make this shit up. Release from bondage, respite, freedom, choices, no self-imposed limitation. The freaking Devil reversed. And we got that Devil card the other day when I did my new moon in Taurus video on my channel for the Scorpios. And the Scorpios, my fellow Scorpios, we got all reversed, really intense cards with the Devil. So interesting that that came up. But our bonus card for today is the Devil reverse, which is actually positive. That it's actually the intensity of what is coming up. And if we allow ourselves to go through the cleansing process of it is, yeah, Debbie, it is freedom. It is, as the card says, release from bondage, release from hostage situations that we have been putting ourselves in. So with these intense aspects, we want to check ourselves before we wreck ourselves. We want to notice if there's something weird or toxic or not serving us for our highest good that our shadow side wants to do this week or this next couple days. Where is that coming from? Where is that stemming from? Maybe pray North Node and Pisces for the clarity around that. Meditate on where is that coming from? Go into nature, seek the answers out from your heart in nature, and know that this is a week, I know I keep saying it, of huge cleansing on very deep levels of the whole society that's been in this beast system, and each of us personally where we've been in a beast system, not beach system, beast. Wow, you guys. Amber says yes, and lots of ancestral trauma being cleared. Definitely, definitely. So I hope I made sense today. And thank you guys so much for joining me. I'll be with you guys on, let me bring up the schedule here. On what's today? Wednesday. Tomorrow, I think I'm subbing in for JC tomorrow on the public edition of the Beyond the News. So I'll be with Janine tomorrow for the public Beyond the News on the Beyond Mystic Rumble and X. And then I'll see you guys on Friday for the Daily Astro Show as well. Today, we've got Expanding Consciousness with Yenzi at 5 p.m. Eastern, and of course, Beyond the News with JC and Janine on the Beyond Mystic Insider Access Pass at 8 p.m. And also, you guys, very cool sale Carla at Ascension Organites has going on. Shungite pendants. You got to have Shungite. Shungite is an absolute essential for protection, EMF clearing, and grounding. 20% off sale at the moment. The coupon is applied automatically when you go to ascensionorganites.com, and this is valid until May 3rd. So we love you, Carla. We love your Shungite. We love your Organites. Thanks for being our magical Pisces Organite Shungite goddess. And I love you guys so, so much. Thank you for joining me. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe to the Meg Moonbeam and Beyond Mystic YouTube, Rumble, and X channels. You can check out my links in the description box below. And I'll see you all on Friday for our weekend edition of the Daily Astro Show. Love you. Bye.